Charm City Books. Quick show of hands or yasses. How many of you are new to the shop? Oh my God! This is amazing! Welcome! Welcome to the bookshop. So thank you for being here. We're so excited to have Brigid and Sarah here. We're huge fans of their work. And yeah, without further ado, welcome Sarah and Brigid.
Okay, before we start, can I be really dorky and ask you guys to do a thing? Could anybody that has a copy of my book, hold it up with one hand and then wave with the other? And I'm going to take a video because it will make me happy.
Wait, do you want to be in the video?
Oh, I've never been in the video before.
You should be in the video.
What do I do while I'm
right
in the
here.
video? Okay. So just hand it across then. Oh, yeah, you could do it. Yeah, then we could both be in it. All right, we're doing a thing. Woo. Okay. Because there's a gap over here. Oh, yes, look. Okay. All right, so start, yeah.
All right, we're going to start over here.
Everybody hold it up and then wave with the other and look happy. Okay, now what? Can we do a photo too? Of course. Okay, yeah. You might have to do that one sideways because people are wide.
It's just too many people. All right. Oh, God, too many people. A good problem to have. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, I took a couple.
Yay, you guys make me so happy. Thank you so much. Other totally dorky thing. So there's a copy of the book coming around that has a Post-it on it right there that is my copy. So if you feel like leaving a message for me or sending your name, that would make me super happy. So yeah, so that should be coming around. Okay, and thank you all so much for coming. I love you all. And shall we begin?
We shall begin.
Okay, we're going to begin.
Do you know, when you came out here, I thought you started to say, I'm going to ask you all to do something really dark. And I was like, wow, we are going off-brand.
No, we are now in a cozy space. So everybody take a deep breath and let go of you can accept too. Let go of the outside world. We are in a place of cake and kindness and talking things that shouldn't talk.
Why did you ask me to be your conversation partner? All of my characters are traumatized and dark. I was reading this book. I was the Faraway Inn, and first off, congratulations on the release.
Thanks.
But as I was reading, I was like, all right, when is someone going to die? Right?
No, they just eat cake.
A lot,
it's so much cake.
It was so charming, and so it was so good to jump into this story because you have such a beautiful. Sorry, not to just leap into our conversation.
It's all good.
Hi, I'm Brigid, and
I'm Sarah. We're writers. We do books.
But when I started reading, you really have an amazing talent for just creating this whimsical atmosphere, unlike anything I think I've ever read. How?
I just think of what makes me happy and write it down. No, that's actually literally how. Okay, so I've written a lot of books. Faraway Inn is actually my 31st book. Yeah, see, I like it very a lot. I'm like that Kermit gif with the typewriter going. And usually I start with an idea, as one should. When I started writing Cozy, I started with a vibe. I had the idea to write Cozy in March 2020. As you may recall, things were going on in the world, and I found myself retreating to all these comfort reads, Diana Wynne Jones and Tamara Pierce and Robin McKinley, and all of these favorites that just made me feel safe. And I thought to myself, I want to write a book that makes people feel like they've just been hugged. And so I went to my computer and I brought up a blank page and wrote at the top, things that make me happy. And just make a very long list. And, half of them ended up being food. And that's what became these books.
I love that. I read a lot of romance. I read a lot of, like dark romance and things like that. And this was just such a breath of fresh air to jump into a book like this. And especially in the YA space, because I feel like YA has kind of gone all over the place right now, where you have teenagers doing a lot of dark things, which I absolutely think is extremely important in YA literature. But at the same time, when we meet Calissa and we meet Jack, who has anybody read the book yet? I feel Jack is like,
my publicist just raised her hand. I'm like, that's good. Thank you, Sarah.
Jack is like the ultimate golden retriever.
Yeah.
Like from the very first
That's what I wrote down as a character description when I started the book.
Really?
Golden retriever, yes.
Because Jack is very much a golden retriever. And I love that Calissa is so, she's so motivated to, improve just what she's going through. Because she starts the book that she has just gone through this breakup with Ethan. She's gone through this terrible breakup. She's really devastated. And, she comes to her aunt's inn. And I really loved her character. So why don't we start with her? I know I really want to talk about the golden retriever, but let's start with her. How did you create her character?
I wanted somebody that was emotionally mature enough to recognize that she needed to go and heal and that she needed to go somewhere else. So at the start of the book, she's from Brooklyn. She's just had this breakup, her very first breakup, the first time you've been betrayed, the first time you've had your heart smashed to smithereens. And she knows that she needs to leave, to go someplace else so that she can heal before she starts the next year of school and has to see him again. So she goes to her eccentric great aunt's in Vermont, which turns out to be a bit more rundown than she was expecting and a lot more magical. And she decides she's going to fix it up and heal her corner of the world while she tries to heal her heart. So the whole book is about healing, about connection with others. So I shaped her to be someone that was going on this journey to say to the reader, yes, you can get past the bad times. There is light in the darkness and cake.
I know this book really made me crave cake.
So much cake.
She
much cake.
She makes so many different kinds of cake, and it's really amazing. So when we first meet Jack, or when Calissa first meets Jack, so she is, and this is not a spoiler, this happens on the third page, where she has fallen through a hole in the porch floor.
She has. And
she is stuck, and Jack shows up, and she's like, I need some help. He's like, all right, I'll be there in a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Dude!
Right. So she crawls out herself.
Yeah, she crawls out herself. And but he is such a and he comes back and he's just so charming, on every page. What was your inspiration for Jack?
I made the decision really early on that I wanted to write about a healthy relationship and non-toxic characters. And I think a healthy relationship is one that's built primarily on kindness, and one where you're not reshaping yourself and making yourself smaller to fit against the other person, but one where the other person makes you more you. So that was a relationship I wanted to write, where the two people make each other stronger, love each other for who they are rather than fixing one another. I just wanted to balance out, not that I don't love the angsty romance and all of that. And I'm the palate cleanser between the shadow daddies. I think before we proceed, you should describe your latest book so we get the balance.
I feel like it's inappropriate. I know. I'm all like, am I allowed to talk about that book in this room?
Her book is not cozy, but it is amazing.
Oh. No, so my latest release is, so I write a lot of YA. I write a lot of dark YA about teenagers really going through some of the worst moments in their lives, whether it's fantasy or contemporary. But my most recent was Warrior Princess Assassin, which is an adult fantasy romance, very adult. Very adult.
Not as much cake.
Yes. And yes, not as much cake. There is some cake.
Is that a euphemism?
I was just going to say, now that I said it, it feels like a euphemism, yes. But it is about a warrior, a princess, and an assassin who are all tangled up in a bit of an adventure. And that's really all I feel comfortable saying while we're promoting your YA novel.
So you
You're
should read
super cozy.
Brigid's book, and then to relax afterwards, you read my book.
So on the note of like
On which note? What are we talking about
of
now?
more so you because your books are so friendly and cozy, and with the way that
Yay.
publishing is, do you ever feel pressured to make your books like spicier or darker?
No. This is what I do. I don't know. I didn't like ever think about whatever anybody else wanted.
See, that is such a career author answer, because like I'm the same way. I'm like, we just write what we want to write.
Yeah,
Right?
this is a story I needed to tell. I mean, okay. The world, as you may have noticed, is on fire. Every morning it's like, oh, new horrors. Yay. So I really needed to write, for me, something that made me happy, something that brought joy, with the idea of just like, okay, I have the theory that there's this base level of awesome in the world, and our job as writers is to add a few more drops to try to raise that level. So I wanted to write a book that was as full of joy as I possibly could, as full of light in the darkness. And yes, there is some pain. She's been through a breakup. Like, bad things do happen in this world. There's some family stuff. I mean, not like no, it's fine. It's cozy. Don't worry. But to show that there's good in the world, Mr. Frodo. And that even when it feels like every door is closing in your face, there's going to be another door out there that opens to something new and wonderful. In part because that's what I believe, and in part because that's how doors work. They like open. So.
And in this story,
Yes.
as Calissa comes through, and kind of starts meeting some of the other, inhabitants of the inn, people who are staying there. I don't want to give anything away, because there were some moments, like there's a moment where she kind of realizes why Melidor, is it Melidor? Is that how, am I pronouncing it right?
Sure.
Okay. But like I really thought it was beautiful, like when she realizes why Melidor is there and like what she's kind of hiding from. That felt very moving to me as a mother. And I loved all the different characters. Like, where did you draw your inspiration from to kind of put this cast together?
I don't know.
That is also such a career author answer.
No, so much of writing is instinct and trusting yourself and believing that you have a story to tell, and trusting your sense of, okay, this is cheesy, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So I write by what I like to call the rule of awesome. So I will make one decision, and then I ask myself, given that this is true in the story, whether it's plot or character or world, what is the most awesome thing that can happen next? And so that's how I craft all of my books. There's this writing myth that you need to know everything about the story. You get it as this lightning strike all at once, and the muse is speaking through your fingers and blah, 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 blah. And that happens for some writers, and I don't like them very much. But for me, it's a little spark. I'll make one decision. For instance, a character come on the screen, and I'm like, I want to write about hot chocolate. All right, what sort of character would be there making midnight hot chocolate in this inn? Why is he here? So when I was building all the guests, I wanted to give each of them a different reason to escape, because this is a magical escape. Why are they here? What do they need to heal from, hide from, recover from, restore themselves? So I gave them each a different reason, and then I built their character around that, and tried to craft it to balance each other and show that like everyone deserves an escape. Everyone deserves wonder and magic, and again, cake.
That's really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I want to do every event with you now.
Oh,
Like,
yay.
this is I feel so warm and cozy.
Yay! No, I feel very strongly that I mean, there are many reasons to write, many super valid, but my reason is joy. It makes me happy to write. It makes me happy to share stories. I believe that stories are as essential as food, water, and shelter. They're how we understand life. I mean, you go through your day, you come home, what do? You turn it into a story to tell someone else. They are how we process the world. Stories connect us. So that's why I write, but also many other valid reasons. There's so many great books that have been written from spite, like that works. Revenge, someone told you couldn't do it and then you went and did it. But I write from joy.
Yeah, it's so interesting because so I was listening to what you were just saying about how you like at any given moment you want to write, you know, what could be the most awesome thing that happens next, right?
Yeah.
And right as you were saying it, I was like, oh, I try to think of what is the most tragic thing that could happen next. And
Also valid.
but what I find fascinating, because you know one of the things that I really love is about you as a human being is that you are very kind and you are very genuine, and I think I'm also very kind and very genuine, and I think it's fascinating how writing can just diverge that way, and
Yeah.
what are we processing in that moment and pouring into our stories, and I think that's just a fascinating part of storytelling.
Right. Yeah. What's
part of the magic.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes. Love that.
Yeah, that's very cool. What is your writing process like? Like when you sit down, like what are you doing? Where is it happening?
Okay, I used to think that again, this is another writing myth that I have let go of, that of course writers can write anywhere. So I had a laptop and I was like, you know, writers can write in cafes, they can write on mountaintops, but cafes, I eavesdrop. So that doesn't work. And mountaintops, like, they're bugs. So really, I finally broke down and just have a desktop computer now because I really just write at my desk because the refrigerator's like right there. and then my cat, so my cat's name is Gwen. She is extremely cute. When we got her from the rescue, she was a little kitten, and we put her like right there because like super cute. And I figured as she grew, she would transition to my lap like a normal cat. Yeah. She did not. I can tell who has a cat because they're like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So I write all of my books with this like large fluffy thing like right here, and the tail is like whacking so much fur in my keyboard. It's like not okay. So this probably explains why many of my books have cats, since she would be mad if I didn't include her. Yeah. So I write at home. How about you? Where do you write?
So I will write pretty much anywhere. I like to go to coffee shops and write, but I love to.
How do you not like? I see people there, and I'm like, well, I just want to know their life story. Like, I'll end up just like trying to figure out from context clues, like, what went wrong.
No, I don't know. I just plug in headphones and listen to music. Or
That's so reasonable.
Yeah, but I mean, I also. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes people will talk to me.
Oh, the nerve.
I mean,
do they bring you pastries?
It's always a dude, like telling me to take out my headphones, and it's always like some random question, and I'm like, okay, right? Like,
see, that doesn't happen if you're.
See,
at home.
girls see the headphones, and they're like, oh, she's in the zone, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I write at home. I write every day. I have no work-life balance like whatsoever, and I'm actually totally fine with that. That's what I want. I want story infused in my life. So like I wake up, I write a little, eat some breakfast, I write a little more, empty the dishwasher, write a little more. So it's just like woven throughout my day, and I really love that. I was writing before I came here.
See, and I'm like that too, because I'll write in the morning. And
yeah.
But I need to get out of the house.
Oh, yeah. No, that's super healthy. Like, yay you. Yeah, no, I love and any of you how many of you out there write? Yay. So good. How's it going? Okay, that's all you need. That is all you need. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of, every single writer that you meet is going to have a different process. So when I say I write every day, I'm not saying you have to write every day, like at all. Some people like do really well the sort of binge writing of, letting it all out and then the stopping and refilling their creative well, and that's beautiful. But I like every day because it keeps the story flowing. It keeps me in the music of the story, and it also helps make it so it's not a giant endeavor. Because like if you sit down and say, now I shall write my novel, it's a little intimidating, and sometimes you get paralyzed and the words don't come out. But if you say, now I'll write a moment. Now I'll write this scene. You can do that. And then you write another and another, and then you have a full story. Or at least a collection of words that can be shaped into a story.
Do you have any writing advice? I mean, other than the sitting down.
Yeah, I have two really important bits of writing advice that I would say are universal, absolutely true. One is please back up your work. And then back it up again, because oof, don't throw anything away. The second one is be kind to yourself. There is a tendency when you write to compare the work to the finished book that's on the shelf, or even just to the vision in your head of what you wanted to. And when it first comes out, unless you're brilliant and one of those people I don't really like, it will come out a mess. It will come out not matching the perfect vision in your head, not matching that finished book. And that's really unfair to the story, because that finished book on the shelf has been through umpteen revisions and the whole editorial process and everything. Whereas your first draft is your first draft. I tell people this, and like it's either going to make you feel better or make you feel terrible, but I write 30 drafts about per book. They're not all major structural drafts. Some of them are just like very quick passes through, like just taking one character arc or whatever. But you need to be kind to yourself and allow the story to grow and to develop, because you're not going to know every little detail of the story when you first start out. You need to find it. You need to hone in on those details. I mean, writing a book, you're casting a spell, right? You're trying to create this shared dream, this moment of telepathy between you and someone you've never met. And the ingredients of that spell are the details of the story. And you can't know all these details. When you first start out, you need to discover them and find which detail is going to be the most evocative of the greatest image in a reader's mind. So be kind to yourself when you're writing. And don't beat yourself up if life interferes. No, there's always things that happen, people you need to take care of, yourself that you need to take care of, laundry that like happens and needs to be done, things like that. So not every day is going to be free to fill it with as many words as possible, and that's okay, so long as you keep moving forward. What's your favorite writing advice?
I can't follow that. Are you kidding? You like this beautiful, like, I'm like, would you read me bedtime stories? Like, what's my, I mean, I definitely agree with what you said about, being kind to yourself. That's probably one of my most common questions that I get from people is, I don't know how to start, or I do start and it's terrible. This is the worst thing I've ever written. Like, nothing looks the way I expected to. I mean, when I start writing, nothing looks the way I expected to. I think it's true for anybody. I usually say, which is much, much less eloquent, allow yourself to suck. Because I think there's something to giving yourself the permission to it's okay if it's bad. It's okay if it doesn't look like what you expected it to look like, because you can always go back and fix it.
Totally. I lie to myself frequently. I'm like, oh, I'm just playing. This isn't going in the finished book.
No one else ever needs to
No one will ever see this, even though I've got like a deadline and obviously somebody's going to see it. But just telling yourself that you're just enjoying the story, you're just auditioning a character for this role, will free you up and allow your subconscious to play. And then usually something good will come out of that. Even if what you wrote, you don't end up using it, it will at least spark something else. So lie to yourself.
And my other advice that I would give anybody, especially somebody pursuing publication, whether it's indie, whether it's trad, is really very much about keeping your eyes on your own paper, and don't try to do it at the same time as somebody else. Don't create a nemesis for yourself. Don't,
unless that's fun.
I mean, it's fun, yeah. But even I feel like publishing is such a roller coaster. There's so many ups and downs. And it's so easy for like jealousy and resentment to build between friends, at any stage of the publication journey. And if you really just keep your focus on that enjoyment of the story, on what brought you to writing in the first place, it can really help kind of block away any of that kind of negative energy.
Yeah, you got to love the journey. It's not about, the finished book on the shelf, that's lovely, but that's a moment. That's one moment. Mm-hmm. Whereas the writing itself, the crafting of stories, of bringing something into the world that didn't exist before, you got to love that part, because that's the part that lasts. And that's the part, honestly, that's the part that's fun. How the coolest thing I think about being, well, there are lots of cool things about being human, although being a cat would be cool too. Yeah, I kind of like that. But one of the coolest things about being human is our ability to fall in love with things that don't exist and to inhabit imaginary landscapes that we share. Now, all of us share Narnia. You can't actually get there, though I spent most of my childhood checking the back of my closet for a way in. Honestly, still do every time I check into a hotel. I just, just check the back of the closet just in case, also to make sure there are no murderers in there. Just to be sure. But we all have these imaginary friends that we carry around in our heart, and I think that's awesome. And to be able to, our job is to make up imaginary friends and be like, fall in love with them, destroy their lives perhaps, or feed them cake in my case, one of the two, and then send them out in the world for you to carry through your life and to have. Because everybody remembers, if you think back to those childhood books, there are all these stories that they just stick in your heart. Those favorite characters, I want to write those.
Oh, I love that. Can I sit in one of those chairs? All right, I had a good question, and now I'm like, that's just so beautiful. Okay, so one of the best things that anybody ever told me, and this is more about a career thing, is that once writing becomes your career, you need to find a new hobby. What is your hobby? What do you do? What fills your well?
I just write. I like to eat.
You are the exception to the rule. No.
Food is good. Yeah, I don't have any hobbies.
What? There must be. Do you like to go for walks?
I
Do you like to listen to music?
I listen
Movies?
to music while I write. I do like going for walks. I play the piano badly. I've been trying to teach myself to play the guitar, but like the bar chords, like my fingers don't really do that. So it has to be like A, C, E, D songs only, which is a lot of songs. So yay. So music.
Music, all right.
Music is good.
And you listen to music when you write. Do you
I
like
do.
music with lyrics or no lyrics?
Honestly, it depends what stage I'm in. So I find if I'm in that sort of second guessing that like everybody's got that little voice in their head that's like, you're not good enough. This isn't good enough. Sarah, what are verbs? I find when I get to that stage, if I listen to music with lyrics, that part of my mind will go off and sing along. And then I can get some work done. Other stages, like most of my cozy fantasies I've written to Enya, because I can't understand what she's saying when she sings. And it's a very soothing vibe. My epic fantasies, I've done the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack and the Wonder Woman soundtrack are excellent for writing fantasies. So I try to pick soundtracks that are loosely the vibe of the book. Sometimes I just set my iTunes to shuffle, and then I'm like, why do I own that song? But I can't do it in silence, otherwise I start focusing in on like the hum of the refrigerator, and it drives me mad.
Yeah, I can't write in complete silence.
Yeah, what do you listen to? Do you make playlists or?
I do. Sometimes I make playlists. Sometimes I just listen to whatever is, whatever Spotify cues up next.
Right.
Sometimes I do have some playlists. Like I have an angry fight scene rage music playlist.
Excellent.
I have like
excellent.
makeout scenes. I have
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I discovered on YouTube they have these like hour long of just sort of like they've got like a picture of a badger reading a book or drinking tea and like, yeah.
My husband loves to play the just like kind of soundtrack background music. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's a D&D DM and he loves to like put those on.
That's excellent.
I could not.
No.
Like sometimes I'm like sometimes I'm like, honey, it's enough pan flute. Like I can't.
That is fair. That's fair.
Though somebody, and I saved the playlist on Spotify because it was definitely a bop. Somebody recommended Bardcore,
Oh, I don't know what that is.
and it's
Ooh.
I don't know. There's a lot of like Bardcore. Yeah, Bardcore. You need to look on Spotify. I think
Okay.
you would like it. Yes.
All right, that sounds up my
Yeah, a lot of
alley.
guitar, but also like
That's
something you
good.
would hear in a tavern without pan flute. Like it's
Yep. Okay, that
yes.
sounds fun.
No, it's really good.
Yeah.
All right. I want to make sure. Okay. For this book,
Yes.
do we have more in the works from these characters, or is this a one and done?
I can't answer that question.
You will answer. No.
In the publishing world, sometimes you are writing things that have not been said. Yes.
And I asked you this at dinner, but I feel like it's worth sharing.
We talked about lots of things at dinner. What are you bringing up?
All right. Brace yourself. No. No, you have written in, in the adult space, in the YA space, in the middle grade space.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite, or what is your favorite about each age range?
I love them all. I just love telling stories. I don't really pay attention to like who I'm writing for. I'm writing for me at all times. And I don't vary my process or my style. What I do vary is whose eyes I'm seeing the story through. I think the way to write for different ages or characters who are different ages is to be as emotionally honest to the character's experience as possible. So I don't sit down and say, now I'm writing about a teenager. I say, I'm writing about Calissa, who is 16 years old and has 16 years worth of experience. So it will come out in a certain way because that's how she sees the world. And I tend to choose which type of story I'm telling based on the themes that I'm discussing. Like if you're writing a book that is about the first step outside the house, the first adventure, the first friendship, the first unicorn, you're probably writing about a 12-year-old, and it's going to come out middle grade. If you're writing about the first time your heart's been broken, that first wild swing of emotion, the first time that you've shown real agency in separating yourself from your family and stepping out into the world, you're going to be 16, and it's going to come out YA. If you're writing about second chances or loss or starting over or dealing with some measure of grief or healing after having gone through something, you're going to be writing through the eyes of adult, and it's going to come out adult. So that's basically how I approach it. And I love writing all of them. With middle grade, the joy is it's somebody's first unicorn, their first wonder, their first, and the readers, they're coming to it fresh. So you need to describe riding a dragon for the first time. With YA, it's wonderful because you're grasping this like moment in time where you're feeling these big emotions for the first time, when you're really becoming who you are separate. An adult is so fun to write with because all of your readers are coming with so many expectations, so much cultural baggage, emotional baggage, historical knowledge of prior literature, and you get to either fulfill or subvert their expectations, which is really fun.
I love that.
Thanks.
I've done YA and I've done adult now, but I've never done middle grade.
I have a middle grade coming out next March called The Imaginatorium, and it is a Build-A-Bear factory for imaginary friends.
That's so cool.
That was fun.
And when is your next adult novel coming out?
My next adult novel is July 28th. It's called Sea of Charms. Yay. And it is, it's set in the world of the spell shop. It's a standalone adventure about a sailor named Marin and her crew, who is a sea serpent, and a shrub who desperately wants to be a sailor. He's salt resistant, so he'll be fine. And a musician and a winged cat, and about finding happiness and home.
Oh, yay.
So
And that one's July?
That's July. That's the end of July.
And we can't talk about future YAs.
There will be future YAs. How's that? And it will be cozy.
Amazing.
And there might be pie.
Should we turn the questions over?
Oh, yes. Do you guys have questions? Ooh, yeah.
Do you ever put any of your own experiences into your novel?
Not deliberately, but people that have known me for a while could probably be like, oh, yeah. I don't base my characters off of anyone that I know in real life or I don't picture movie stars in them or whatever, because I need to believe that they're real to write them. I need to fall in love with them. So they need to have their own past and their own dreams and their own hopes and fears and all of that to write them. But it is inevitable that everything you experience flows through you and does show up, the things that you're passionate about, the things one thing I've noticed, and you've probably noticed this too, after you've written a bunch of novels, you start to notice the things you're obsessed with. I'm obsessed with things talking that shouldn't talk. I'm also obsessed with writing different ways to be strong. So some of my earlier works, like some of the epic fantasies, it's more of a traditional strong, defeat the bad guy, overthrow the patriarchy kind of strong. In these novels, what I'm exploring is that kindness is strength, that connection to others makes you stronger, that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but is in fact a sign of bravery. So that's what I've been playing with now. How about you? What have you been obsessed with that you've noticed?
Oh man, other than torturing people, it's
Our books are very different.
no, I so different. So with female characters, I love showing different ways for women to demonstrate strength, whether it's through caring or compassion or intelligence, other than just swinging a sword. There's plenty of that, but there's, I really do love like just finding different ways that women can show strength quietly. And and also like any kind of found family. I always have just, I love found family.
Yeah, no, I write a lot with found family because I think everybody deserves that. Like if, whether it's your bio family that you rediscover that you like them, or whether you leave them behind and find a new set, even if, some of them are not as human as they might otherwise be. But I believe everybody deserves a community that helps them be more them. All right, what other questions do we have? Do you want to do right there?
So if your characters in the Faraway Inn
Uh-huh.
be a cocktail,
That's such a good question. Is there any cocktail that involves maple syrup? Because they would be that. Yeah, the research for this book was really tough. I had to, sample all sorts of maple syrup. Raspberry maple syrup would be the best. Highly recommend. But like real maple syrup, like from Vermont maple syrup, none of this corn syrup stuff. I saw another yeah?
So when you do your research and you end up in a rabbit hole,
Mm-hmm.
how do you get yourself out of said rabbit hole?
Well, at some point I've tried all of the maple syrup, and then you just got to stop and move on to a different food group. No, the research rabbit hole can be one can wander in for a while because research is so fun. I love doing research. No, I can't announce that yet, but I had an anecdote, but I'll have to wait for the next book. Never mind. Shh, Sarah. Shh. Yeah. No, I'm gonna be announcing something fun in like a week, so pay attention to my Instagram. Don't let me say more about it.
No more.
Thank
That's
you.
It.
Okay,
I'll make
good.
this tragic, Sarah.
Right. But with research, I find it useful to, when I'm writing, to simply put brackets saying, look into this here, so that my research becomes targeted when I need it and doesn't interrupt the flow of writing. Because otherwise you can end up just like endlessly researching. So sometimes I will dive in and just like put a placeholder here. I do recommend brackets because you don't normally use brackets in writing. You can find them really easily, whereas sometimes if you put notes just in parentheses, then you forget, and that's bad. So, yeah, how do you get yourself out of the research rabbit hole?
I don't have a good way. I love the research,
It's
but same
fun.
kind of thing. Like sometimes the pressure of the deadline is just suddenly there, and I'm like, all right,
You
that's
just gotta
it.
make yourself stop, just like with anything else. Be like, all right,
Right.
I'm gonna leave you here, and this thing on Octopi,
Yes.
will wait for me.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever researched?
Well, I did write, so The Lake House is my supernatural thriller. And there are definitely Google searches where I wanted to put an asterisk like, this is for a book. I'm not really trying to blow something up with the engine of a boat. I learned many ways to make fire. My favorite being if you take a battery and like a gum wrapper and attach one end to another, and then you can get a spark from that. I have only theoretical survival skills, however. I am the friend you want in the zombie apocalypse because like you can escape while the zombies are eating me. Yes. I do. Well. Oh, yay! Oh, that makes me so happy. Yeah, I have a spider plant named Kaz as well. I bought my Kaz like a week before the spell shop came out because I thought if I kill this thing off, it's gonna be like the worst luck ever. And we went to the greenhouse to buy it, and it didn't look that large compared to all the other plants. We brought this thing home, and it's like dominating half the room, and it keeps having these little babies. And people that are good with plants are like, well, you should just repot the babies. And I'm like, that will not decrease the amount of spider plant in my house. But we did put little googly eyes on it. As one does. They sell little googly eyes for your plant, which I think is amazing. Right? So I am not the first to have thought of this. Other? Love that. Yes. Yes. I'm like thinking through, can I answer this? Can I answer that? I do like having connected standalones where 'cause I find, okay, I know when you finish a book, you're supposed to celebrate and be like, yay, I did work, yay me. But I always feel a little sad because you live in this world, you fall in love with these characters, and then you have to say goodbye. So I felt really lucky that I've been able to hang out in the same universe. And but right now I'm doing more standalones because I don't want to make my characters sad again to stop them going on a journey. So I'm doing more of the like Easter egg thing, which is making me happy. So
I love that.
yeah, it's working for me. Yes.
Have you ever started down a path of a book and then said, this isn't what I want it to be, and put it aside?
Like every book.
Back to it. And then
Yes.
keep coming back to it, and then you just haven't finished it.
Oh, I
You know? Has it ever been that stumping point where it's like, I just can't get the story the way I want it, and you put it on the shelf?
I tend to not. Well, there's probably some books there's some books on my shelf. I don't think about them anymore because we said goodbye. We've parted ways. I've healed. It's all good. It's like a little breakup. And like,
As emotional and as attached you are to your characters, it would be hard to like let them go and be like, I haven't finished or developed that character, and
yeah, there's more characters to make. It's fine.
I mean,
There's always thousands. There's so many stories to tell. There's more stories to tell than I have years of life to live, you know? Not to be morbid or anything, but like it's a human lifespan. I'm not like dying right this second or anything, but
no, but
Yeah.
I agree. I usually, if I have stuff that, especially stuff from before I got published, you know, that I've abandoned, like those ideas like sit somewhere. And sometimes I like
Yeah,
mine
sometimes
old
you-
stories for parts.
right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. No writing is ever wasted. You're always learning something from it. So even if a story doesn't go anywhere, like I definitely have some in the closet that are just like, whoa, what was that thinking there? And that's fine. That's part of the process. But pretty much with every book, my husband's labeled it the doomed stage. You get to one stage and you're like, I'm doomed. And he's like, you do this every book, Sarah.
Yes.
And like, he threatens to record his pep talk because he's like, we've been through this. It's going to be fine. I'm like, no, this time is different.
It's going to destroy my career. I'm never going to write again.
I don't know how to do this. And then like, I just sit down and write and it's fine. There are two kinds of writer's block that you encounter. One of it is when that little voice inside your head gets loud and says, you're not good enough, and it blocks you. And the other kind is when your subconscious knows you've taken a wrong turn in the story. And it's like, maybe don't go further that way. Dinosaurs are there. You're not writing about dinosaurs. The problem is that you can't tell which is which. But the solution for both, at least for me, is exactly the same, to write your way through it. And do that, like lie to yourself and like pretend, or go back to the point where you last loved it and go forward again. And I think if you just keep generating the words, at some point the muse will be like, hey, here's a sentence that works, that'll lead you out of it. Even if the end book ends up being totally different from where you started. I don't know, I feel like the solution to all problems is just to write more. I might be a little biased in that statement. If you don't write, that's probably like the most useless advice you've ever heard. What others? Yes.
anyone who writes building, do you find that you either write your character's story from point A to point B, or do you kind of like, oh no, I'm feeling called to write this scene, and then I need this scene, and then go back and piece it together?
I write chronologically because I need to feel the character's arc progressing. But I know lots of writers. I know some writers that write the ending first. I know writers that write those tentpole scenes, the ones they're excited about, and then fill in the interstitial moments, the ligaments that make it move. So there's no one right way to do it, and there's no wrong way to do it, except not writing. Not writing will not get you the story done. But I like doing it chronologically, and I'll do many, many passes through chronologically. I'll do like a pass that gets the pacing, a pass that's the emotional journey. I do one that's like a prop pass where I make sure if someone's wearing a hat, they're wearing a hat later. I do what I call a mommy pass where I make sure everybody has eaten, slept, and used the bathroom. So yeah, do you write chronologically?
I do. I write pretty chronologically.
Yeah.
For the same reason. Like you said, I want to feel the character kind of developing throughout
Yeah.
as the story goes. I'm very much a discovery writer, not quite a pantser, because I do like to have some semblance of an outline there.
I'm the same too. Yeah, I do an outline and then I completely ignore it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much the same. The only time I've ever written where it's like not going to be chronological, so all my books are dual POV or triple POV, and if I have characters who are not in the same place, I might stay in the same POV and like write all of their chapters and then kind of start to weave them together.
I have done that. Not in these books because they're single POV, but
Yeah.
that works too.
But
But,
that
then
doesn't
you're
fe-
sort of chronological by
Yes,
character.
because you're still in the same.
Yeah. So yeah, we do it chronological, but you don't have to. Yeah. Oh, I knew that was coming out of your mouth as soon as you started that sentence. I don't know. It's like choosing between my babies. Like, I wouldn't have written them if I didn't love them. So they each mean something special to me. I mean, Spell Shop changed my life. That was the one that made the New York Times list, which had been a dream of mine since I was 10 years old. And so I'm always going to be grateful to Kaz and my Raspberry Jam for that. When I started that book, I would tell people, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm writing about a librarian and her best friend a plant. And they're like, oh, so a children's book? And I'm like, no. Yeah. So that one's always special to me. Faraway Inn, like, I got to write about Vermont. I love Vermont, and I love adding magic to the real world is really meaningful to me because I've always believed that there's magic around every corner if you just keep looking. And I love that feeling of that there's more in the world than what we see. So it was really special to me to write this book where I could add magic to the everyday and say the ordinary people get to have this too in the places that you go. Yeah, I love all my books.
I mean, I'm the same. I get it. So
Right, right. So yeah, that was a total dodge of an answer. Sorry. Terrible question. No, just kidding. It's fine. It was a good question. Yes. Oh, I'm so bad. I had 2 cats named Fluffy growing up, so like I'm not really good at naming things. Oh, I use the Social Security baby name website. I use all the time. Because like you can plug in what year a character was born and see what the most common names were, so you can kind of for that year. So I use that very frequently. If it's another world setting, then I just shove together letters till it sounds like cool. And I try not to have too many characters whose name starts with the same letter in the same book, just because the I tends to read not all the letters. But sometimes I mess that up.
do you have a letter that you lean on too much?
I go through stages. Like, I went through a spell where, like, every main character's name began with M. And I didn't even notice till I was done.
I got to a point, because I did the same thing with the letter R, and it was like my 5th book with the same editor, and she was like, no one named R.
I often have minor characters named Kristen, who, if they're annoying, because there was a Kristen that was mean to me in elementary school. So it's little things like that. So yeah, when I first started out writing, I was 10 years old when I decided to be a writer. Before that, I'd always loved books, but it just hadn't occurred to me that like humans write books. I just thought they like poofed on the stage. But when it occurred to me, I had never met a writer. I wasn't related to any. I had no idea how it went about it. So I decided that what one does when one starts, first I taped together every bit of scrap paper in the house I could find and drew a huge map of a land. And then I read the phone book, as one does. Right? And got a set of index cards, and every cool name I came across, I would write on an index card and give them a magical power and a talking animal psychic. So that's how I started with finding the names. And that's how I thought one became a writer, is like with index cards and large maps.
I mean, but also kind of, right?
It's not really wrong.
It's
right?
not. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, writers are magpies about things, and, like, names are one of them. Like, somebody mentions a cool name, I'm like, I'll remember that. Otherwise, they'll all be called Fluffy. Right, yeah. Yeah, yep, that works too. Yeah. All right, does anyone have one more question? Oh, yes. Hi.
You mentioned earlier that the young adult books are so important to you because it's people's first. These kids are discovering things for the first time.
Yeah.
You did also mention Magic of Narnia that you searched for still.
Yes.
Besides the Chronicles of Narnia, what other books were those books for you that you still hold on to?
Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. Alana by Tamara Pierce. Beauty and also The Blue Sword by Robin McKinley. Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. So You Want to Be a Wizard by Diane Duane, and specifically Deep Wizardry, the second one, because it has the best talking shark ever in literature. Darkest Rising by Susan Cooper. Terran Wanderer by Lloyd Alexander. I could go on and on. Like, those books you just carry close to you.
Do you know what's so funny is I'm listening to your list, right? And we're probably roughly the same age. And I was all Christopher Pike and Lois Duncan and like just
There you go.
dark, intense YA.
I was asked once, like, oh, how have your reading taste changed now that you're grown up? And I was like, no one told me they were supposed to change. You look at my shelves and they're all like, girl and dragon, girl with sword, girl and cat, girl is like, very consistent. And people do give the advice, if you want to be a writer, you should read broadly, and that is excellent advice that I do not follow. I just read what I like. No. Life is too short. I want to thank all of you for coming and joining us tonight. This really, it means the world to me. I said earlier that writing can be solitary, and coming out here with all of you and seeing the story go out, and that you can take it home and hold it in your hearts, just, it means so much to me. So thank you all for coming.